Welcome to my new innovation training. I am Hedi. I'm founder of Hedi's Innovation Training and your innovation trainer of this session today. And what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you one of my go-to team building exercises, a simple team building exercise for small groups with paper. It's super neat if you want the team to get to know each other, if you want them to get to know each other better, if you want to explore or introduce the skill set of your team or your group, if you want to set the expectations, and also if you want to practice to go out of their comfort zone. So what I'm going to share with you is two versions. First of all, the live version, if you're in one space, and second of all, the remote version when you're not in the same space, but in a virtual space. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Wait, and before we do, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to get notified each time I post a new innovation training session, which is weekly. Okay, let's get started. So the first version is the live version. What you need is paper, you need pen, and you need 5 minutes to do that thing, and half a minute to a minute for each person to afterwards share what they have. So depending on how many people you have in a group, it adds up, and this is how much time you need. So if you're the facilitator or a team member, you would want to hand out pieces of paper to each person. So each one gets one piece of paper. You ask them to fold it in the middle. Simple, simple. And use first of all the bottom part of the paper. Next step is you want to pair everyone up in the group. So let them choose a partner, preferably someone that they don't know so well yet. So you have your whole group divided into pairs of two and let them sit next to each other. Next is you give them a minute each to interview each other, and you ask them to ask 3 questions. Like, for instance, if they don't know each other, what is your name? What is your secret superpower that you bring to the team? What is your expectation for the period of time that we all work together or that we all spend time together? So 3 to 5 maximum questions that they ask each other, a minute each, and you would want to, if you're the facilitator, you want to keep them a little bit on track and tell them what the time is so they know, and distribute it equally. Of course, you can totally play around with these questions. For instance, you could ask, what is your darkest secret? Or define great team building. So this is really up to you. Predefine the questions before and then hand it out so they can ask each other in the interview. Then you want to ask your team members to sum up what they've learned in the interview. What I just like to do is I ask them to create hashtags. So if you ask, for instance, so what is the name? Hashtag, for instance, I asked John, I interviewed John. Second hashtag, one word or a simple phrase. In this case, I asked, what is your superpower? So in this case, John is a motivator. And the third one, I asked for expectations and what I want to transport to the rest of the team, because later on they will see it and they need to understand. I wrote down results that matter to our clients. So simple hashtags that sum up the interview. So this phase should have not taken you longer than 3 minutes. And now we come to the upper part of the paperwork. And what you're going to ask your team members now is to draw a portrait of the interview partner that they've just interviewed, and incorporate all the superpowers or all they've learned into that portrait. It doesn't have to be beautiful, they just have to do it. It's a bit out of the box for some people. For some, you will realize they are excellent artists. So this is also a time to, I don't know, show off and express themselves. If you have a couple of different pens and yeah, maybe glitter pens so they can make it really beautiful. But again, under time constraints, not more than 2 to 3 minutes for the whole drawing and yeah, bringing it all on paper, because otherwise if you take more time, they tend to, probably the group will tend to be more critical about themselves and try to want to redo it. So it's very important that you make it quick and onto paper. And the last step is that you let everyone share what they've learned about the partner. So each one just presents what they've drawn and what kind of awesome asset they have in the team. And yeah, in this case, you see what I mean when I say you don't have to draw very perfectly. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, you can even hang it up. I had teams that framed it because they thought it was such a cool thing to really see the superpowers each time they would enter the space. It's really up to you. It's a very, very quick and easy, but also powerful exercise, and I hope you liked it. Give me a thumbs up if you did. So, second version is the remote version, and what you really need to do is just change the interview to solo exercise. So what you ask your team members in the virtual space is to do it for themselves, so not the interview, but for themselves. Again, have questions, again, have time constraints, and let them draw their own portrait. Afterwards, you can take pictures and put it into, I don't know, a virtual team space that you have, or it's just for the moment a very nice check-in team exercise. I hope you liked this video. I hope it helps you. If you want more on virtual team building, check out my other videos. Check out my other videos for innovation and creative problem solving. So glad you are here. Enjoyed it very much. I hope you did too, and see you next time. Bye-bye.